Hey, welcome Scrappin friends, and yes, it is here, the file folder album tutorial, where I'm going to teach you how to make this file folder album, okay? Now you can go to my scrappinitup.com, okay? Go there, and you can pick up, go to my blog, and you can pick up the cutting guide for, it has the cutting guide and some pretty basic written instructions for it. So go pick it up, guys, so you can always have it in your files, okay? All right, so make sure, go to scrappinitup.com and you can pick up the cutting guide for that. Okay, the file folders that I'm going to be using today is Pendaflex. These are the heavyweight file folders that you can get from Walmart. They are a heavier weight file folder. That they're more sturdier than just regular old file folders. Okay, that's what I'm going to be using today. Okay, I mean this album will hold 150 photos. If it ain't going to get a lot of wear and tear, you'd probably be okay using, you know, the thinner ones. But I really highly recommend your heavyweight file folders. And you can get these at, I got mine at Walmart. And this is what they are, okay? You do need 11 folders. You're going to need six bottom tabs. And when I mean long tab, this is a long tab. This is a tab, okay? You're going to need 6 of those bottom tab ones. You're going to need 3 of the top tab ones, okay? And then you're going to need 2 middle ones. And when I'm talking about these, this is a tab and this is an inset tab, okay? So inset tab and tab, okay? Because I will reference long tab, short tab, or long tab and tab, okay? And if you guys have any questions, please put them in the comments below. I will answer any of your questions that you may have. I did have a question, are file folders acid-free? I don't think they are, but I really don't think that they're going to hurt your photos. You're going to be putting paper on it, and then your photos are going to sit on top of your paper. If you're really particular about being acid-free stuff that you use, I don't know if these are acid-free or not. You know, they don't say acid-free. I don't know, okay? That was one question I had, and I couldn't answer it for the lady. So I apologize for that. Okay, let's get started. So you're going to need 2 bottom folders, 2 bottom tab folders right off the get-go. Okay, and not all file folders are the same, so you may have to adjust some of your measurements, because these heavyweight ones just have 3 lines on them. You have your natural fold, then your 2 lines. Your cheaper file folders, which are a little bit more flimsier, they have 4 lines. So you'll just have to kind of adjust your folders that you have, okay? All right, so now I'm going to trim this down to 11 inches. And what I do, I stick it in my trimmer here, and I'm just going to trim to where it starts to go off on a rounded edge. Then I'm just going to flip it over and put it at 11 and cut. And okay, and you're going to do that to all your file folders. I'm just going to do mine as I go, okay? So I'm taking these down to 11, okay? And I will tell you, file folders are hard on your trimmer blade. Very hard on your trimmer blade. All right. So now what you're going to do, Let me get this out of the way. So now you have, this is your what I call the natural fold. Okay, this, I will reference to this several times, the natural fold. Okay, so you have a another line here and another line here. Okay, so I'm gonna fold on that second line. Okay, and I'm gonna line my folder up and burnish it. And if you have to make kind of a new line, because not all folders are straight, go ahead and make you a new, you know, score line, because you want this to be straight. Okay, you don't want this to be wonky. Okay, so do that to both of your folders. I'm just folding on that second line is what I'm doing. And mine only has 3 lines. Your cheaper ones will have 4 lines. Now if you're using the cheaper ones, you should have 1/2 inch. With our heavy duty ones, we're going to have just a little over 1/2 inch. I got 3/4, okay? But if you use the cheaper ones, you will have 1/2 inch. And that's okay. This is just going to make our album just a little bit bigger. So yeah, you kind of have to adjust if you're using the other file folders. Okay. So now what you're going to do, we're going to put these together. Okay. So you want the top tab here. And you want the bottom tab here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to write back. Paper's going to cover this, so I'm not worried about this. And front, so you will know which is which. So now we're going to cut, on this one, we're going to cut this away. And I'm going to cut this away. Okay? So now we're going to cut, so get your trimmer back out. On the back one, we're cutting the X away. Now what I'm going to do on this, from this fold here, our first fold, not our second fold, okay? From the first fold, we're going to cut this at 4.5, okay? At 4.5. Okay, just like that. We're going to do the same thing to the other one. You're going to put this score line, the very first score line, not this one over here, but this very first score line. And you're going to cut at 4.5. Well, let's cut it. Just a second. This is my front one. Okay, let's cut this one at 4, because I think we want to have a lip, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. And I think the cutting guide says cut both of them at 4.5. So change your cutting guide to cut one of them. You're going to cut your front one so put your front one, you're going to cut at 4, okay? And then your back one, you're going to cut at 4.5. And I'll show you why I'm doing that. And you don't have to do this. You can cut them both at 4.5. Just totally up to you guys. Okay. This is what we're making here. If you cut both of them at 4.5, this one is going to meet this one. If you cut this one at 4, you're going to have just a little bit of a lip here to slide this in and out. Okay. So that's what I'm doing. All right. In the original one, we had cut it at both of them at 4.5, but I really like that lip. Okay. So now what you're going to do, we're going to attach these together, but we need to make some hinges, okay, to attach those. All right, so put these two aside for right the moment. And I'm going to cut 1 inch. 1 inch is a hinge, okay? So you're going to cut 1 of these, all right? Set those aside. Now you're going to need your scoreboard, and we're going to score this. This piece is just 1 inch, okay? You're going to score it at 1/2 inch. We are going to create a hinge to attach those, okay? So now I'm going to apply my score tape. I'm going to fold it towards the bumpy side and burnish it. And apply tape to both sides. Okay? Apply tape to both sides. And I'm applying my tape closer to the folded edge. Okay? I'm putting the tape closer to the folded edge. Okay? So now what we're going to do, we're going to attach these. Yeah, there we go. So what you're going to do, I'm going to take my back one and I'm going to apply a hinge. So what I'm doing, I'm just going to line my hinge up here and I'm just going to cut it. Just like that. Okay? Do the same thing on the other side. I'm just lining it up. Then I'm just going to cut this one straight, and then I'll angle. Then I'll angle it. Okay. Just like that. I want to make sure this file folder is straight. Oops. Okie dokie. I can give this one another burnish. These heavier file folders are a little bit more stubborn. All right. So now, I forgot, we need another inch. I forgot, we need 2 of these. Okay. Because we're going to put one on the bottom. Now you don't have to do the hinge on the bottom. You can run a piece of score tape along the edge to close it up, or you can use this hinge. And I'm going to use the hinge because if you use score tape and you put your thing all the way to the end, you know, you're taking a chance it could stick. Most likely it's not going to stick because you're not going to stick it all the way down in the pocket, but if you do, it's possible that it could stick to your score tape. So I'm just applying the tape just like we did time before, closer to the folded edge. It's like, what? Okay, so I have my back piece. Got my back piece. All right. And you've got your 1/2 inch. It's on the underneath side, okay? That 1/2 inch gusset is on the underneath side. That's very, very important, okay? So now I'm going to run this. And I don't want to double it up here in this corner, otherwise you're going to have too much bulk, okay? So I'm just going to run it across and kind of estimate where my other hinge is going to land. Well, that's tough to cut. Okay, so now I'm going to apply these. So the first one, the angled cut is like that. Okay. So I'm going to take this off. And I'm going to angle. Put it right at the very top. You don't want to go over. Okay, don't go over this edge because it will show. Okay. Going to do the same thing to the other side. And then I'm going to apply my bottom one. And you do not want to go over on this. Do not do right along that edge. Okay, right along that edge. All right, just like that. So it should look like that. So now what we're going to do, you want your 1/2 inch gusset to be on top. Okay, the only thing you want on this bottom is this 4 inch piece here. You want your gusset on top. What we're going to do, we are going to stick these together just like this. You want this to be, just line it up, okay? Don't have one side sticking over further than the other one. It will not open right. So line it up from top to, my one file folder. Okay. So line it up on all edges. I'm going to hold my hand down here. I'm going to take this bottom tape off. I'm holding my hand here and just taking the tape off. And stick her down. Okay. Now, I'm going to take off my side tapes. I'm holding it. And take that tape off. And I think I just boo-booed. Your hinges should have been, yep, that's what I thought. Your hinge should have been on your 4 inch side. Crapolas. Well, that's an easy fix. That's an easy fix. I'm just gonna slice this right here. Yeah, you should put your hinges on your 4 inch side instead of your 4.5 inch side. But this is an easy fix. Leave it to me. Leave it to me. And our paper, when we put our design paper on that, it will cover that up, okay? I'm glad that was an easy fix. There we go. Our paper will cover that. No big deal. So there you go. Now I'm gonna give it a good burnish. And I got a little bit sticking over on this side. Nope. Okay, we're good. So there is the front and the back. And there's our spine of our album. Now this one will be bigger than the original one because I'm using the heavy duty file folders. The other one, it would have been, it's a little bit smaller, but that's okay. It'll give us more room to put photos. All right. Okay. Like I said, if you guys happen to have any questions, please put them in the comments below, and I will get your questions answered for you. Okay. That is the first video of this series. I will be back in video number 2. Okay, keep scrapping. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.